Pesach is almost here and you don't have any matzah? No problem. It's actually pretty easy to make your own matzah, and that's what we're going to do now. All you really need is some flour. I have some organic wheat flour here, water, salt, some kind of rolling pin. I'm using a bottle, like a wine bottle, that is easy to kosher. You can't really use your normal rolling pin because you've been probably using it for chametz. You need a bowl and some kind of a surface. Here I'm using a glass cutting board, a fork, and parchment paper, and a tray. And you will you'll need an oven, and you should have koshered your oven and your utensils before you start. So let's see, I'm only going to make 3 matzah because you only need 3 matzah for your Seder plate, and you only need about 4 pieces of matzah the size of about an olive to fulfill the mitzvah of eating matzah on Pesach. We're going to be using a cup of flour, which will make probably much more than you need for 3 matzot. And let's see, what else? Oh yes, we need a timer. So we're going to get started. Oh, the most important thing, of course, is we have to do all of this from beginning to end within 18 minutes. And so what we're going to start. Put on the stopwatch, and we started. Okay, so you take your flour, you take your water, and you kind of mix it all together until it makes a dough. And we just kind of mix and mix and mix and mix with our hands that, of course, we have washed beforehand. We kind of like this, and then you might want to put a little bit, oh yes, and we want a little pinch of salt in here, just a little pinch. Okay, and you might want to put some flour on your board here. Now I use a glass cutting board because it's super easy to kosher, right? So here we have our dough, and we're just going to knead it a little bit, like you would knead dough for making bread, right? We know how to do this. 1 minute. We've got 17 minutes to go. So let's see. Make it in little rolls. It should be soft, but not too sticky. You know, like bread dough. And the proportion was just right. You need 1 part, let's see, 3 parts flour to 1 part water. And that's what we did. So I think it's pretty much ready to go. We're at 1.5 minutes. So you take your rolling pin, add a little bit of flour here. Oh, I'm going to roll this out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this in pieces. So 1, 2, okay, these are going to be 3 pieces, okay? And we're going to make balls. And I think these are going to be pretty good size matzot. So, see? Nice little ball here. And let's start with 1. So we take this. We've got 16 minutes to go. Okay, and then you just kind of roll it out. As thinly as you can. You can add a little bit more flour so that your rolling pin doesn't stick. You just kind of roll this. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because the most important thing is that it's thin and that it's matzah. And they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and it will be handmade anyway. So let's see. This one is kind of not totally perfectly round. Okay. So here we go. 1, one matzah. And now I'm ready for the next one. 3 minutes and a half have transpired, so I've got like 14 minutes to go. I think we have plenty of time. Okay. All sorts of different directions. There's a way to make matzah. Actually, you can use a soft matzah in which you would fry the matzah in a pan, and it wouldn't have to be so thin. But we're not going to use that version because dry matzah, it keeps a little longer, which is the whole purpose. So, here we have number 2, and I see that I'm not going to have all that much space on this pan, so thank goodness I prepared a second one. And now we're on to our last matzah here. It really doesn't take that much time. And you'll see that this is a really fun thing to do with the family, and you could kind of start an assembly line to get these going. So, okay, number 3. Now, you take your fork, and we're going to put holes in this. The holes prevent the matzah from sort of rising up and making bubbles. We want it flat. Okay. There we go. 3 matzah. We're going to put these into the oven that's been heating. Put the other one. Let's see, super, super, super hot. Okay, and we're almost at 6 minutes, so we have 12 minutes to go. Super easy, right? Now, a couple of things. That oven has to be super hot. I have it at 270. Yeah, 270 centigrade, which is about 500 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't need much time. If you're a family, you could be starting your next batch, right? The important thing is, though, if you start a next batch, you have to clean everything first and start off anew, because you don't want any of the old flour mixture getting into your new matzah dough, because then it would have the water would have touched the flour for more than 18 minutes. And let's see, what else can I tell you while we wait for this to bake? It's baking great. Why 18 minutes? So the sages of the Talmud felt that, or thought that, 18 minutes was pretty much the maximum between the time the water hits the flour and the flour mixture, the dough begins to ferment and create leaven, right? Now, any of you who've tried to make a sourdough starter from scratch knows that it probably takes a little bit longer than that. But okay, the rabbis were on rabbinical time, and they liked the number 18. Why 18? Because as most of you know, 18 is a very special number in Judaism. It represents life, and if you spell it in Hebrew with a chet and a yud, then you get the word chai, which means life. So it's a very nice number, and you know that often when we give gifts of money or to charity, we do it in denominations of 18. Hi, so in the meantime, as you see, I've cleaned up a little bit, and it's now 15 minutes and a half into the process, and I think the matzot are ready to come out, so let's see. And here we go, some beautiful light brown matzah, super hot. It's 16 minutes and 18 seconds, so you could have left them in there a couple minutes longer, got them more brown. I like my matzah a little pale. And there you have it. So get to work and Chag Sameach.